Oh, I was meant to reset, damn it. Oh well. Never mind. So, we just had the SCVRush, which is won by Terran the Zerg. It makes sense in context. Wait, am I streaming on the correct profile? I am streaming on the correct profile. Yeah! So there should be no delay. And hopefully there won't be any frame drop either, because frame drop is annoying. So, what's the plan for this session? What's the plan for now? Well, the plan for now is I'm going to stick this behind me. I'm going to hang it up here somewhere so that I have a green screen. Yeah. It's going to take a few minutes though, because I need to punch holes in the cloth so that I can hang string through them, and once I put the string through them I can hang off the thing. I can hang off my curtain rail, which is up there. I would just try and hang it over the curtain rail, but it's not long enough and it doesn't stay because it's not heavy enough. So that's going to be a bit of a weird one, I'm not going to lie to you, but that's okay. I need to shut my door. The problem I'm having with having my door open, well closed in this case, is the fact that it's really, really hot up here. Oh my god. So, close the door so we're not irritating. I should have done that before I started streaming, never mind. And now, I'm going to take up my lead pencil skills. I've actually already drawn a hole here and punched a small hole through, but it's not actually big enough for the thread to go through. Now, if you're actually doing this yourself, one of the things you can do, I mean, I'm sort of like talking about green screening effect here. In theory, at least I hope, spooling the thread, is you can get fabric, you can sew it off there. Machine sewing is apparently, you can do it here. You can sew it off sort of like, and put a pole in the sewed off pocket, which is what I've done here. And what we're going to do is we're going to have the aluminium pole at the top, and this cost me a couple of quid. I think the whole thing in total cost me about 40-50 quid maybe. Out of stretch. The machine sewing was free because I have a friend with a machine who sews things. So that was fun. And what I'm trying to do now is get this thread here through this hole here. The problem is it's not big enough, and I have to punch a bigger hole in. It's okay to, like, as far as I can tell, it's going to be okay to punch this hole because it's not actually structurally supporting the fabric, so it shouldn't be dependent on it. And I managed to lose the end. Ah, here it is. So yeah, the plan is push this through the hole. If I could find some way of doing it such that I could push it back through the hole attached to something, that'd probably be better. And I'm kind of hoping I can do this relatively quickly because I want to get onto the actual testing of the green screen. Because those of you who are in the know will know that OBS actually does green screen stuff. Ooh, that could work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make a tiny little knot. Hey, it's Troll Mudkips. Because it turns out I heard you like Troll Mudkips. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a tiny knot in the end here. I'm going to try and push this pencil with the knot on it through the hole. And hopefully, if that goes through, it means I don't need to widen the hole any further. And I can just put this up on the wall. But I'll need to do another one in a minute, just to sort of like, once I push this through this hole. It's probably not going to go though, because the knot's probably too big. No, the knot's too big, never mind. And once we've done that, we're going to try and do some lighting changes and set up the specifics of what we're going to put behind me in terms of green screen. And you, as the lucky audience, will help me to choose exactly what's going to go in that space. Because you know what? Community involvement is all about getting the community involved, surprisingly enough. Okay. Apologies if I'm not looking at the audience very much. I'm trying to do things up here, like there. And you can see the pencils just poking through there. And all I need to do is get this thread through, and it's being a pain. So we're going to try and... It's really annoying because I do have a needle, right? And I have tied a piece of string around the needle like this. And in theory, if I can tie this string onto that string, then I should be able to pull both of them through, and that would be great. But it wasn't working before the stream with SCVRush, and I put quite a lot of time and effort into just like threading this through here and wrapping it around and all that sort of jazz. And I was just like, why won't you go through? Why won't you just work? This is a frequent complaint I have about the universe. I don't know who designed this universe, but it's terrible. They should be ashamed of themselves. And there I am trying to tie a knot and pulling the thing I want to tie together out of it. Oh, no. So. I have fingers made of butter. I don't know if you can tell. How long have I kept my hair? About this long. In time, I've actually had this hair. I haven't fully cut my hair for about 3 years, I think. I can't actually remember when I last cut my hair. Is the thing. I can't remember what day it was, what date it was. Like, I think it was at least 3 years ago. Because you know what? I like my hair being long. It suits me. And therefore, and it's also partly an apathy thing. Like, I could spend half an hour getting my hair cut, or I could spend the same half an hour playing Starcraft. You know, I'm never really tempted by having a haircut. So, this isn't going to work, is it? If anybody has any suggestions for how I can thread through this hole, I'd be more than willing to listen. Because at this point, I just want it to go through the hole, damn it. And for some reason, I can't just drill it through on its own. It won't go. It's not solid. The end is not solid enough to pierce through the rent in the fabric. Which is vexing, because it should be. It should be solid enough. Alright. I'm going to push the scissors through, see if that helps. This is where I do fatal damage to the fabric and don't realise. No, that was a really good idea and it just didn't work. Oh, that seems to be okay. Question is, will it actually come out the other side? Because there is, in fact, no tunnel straight through. Ooh, there's an idea. If I can get a small tube. Do I have a biro? And yes, I am searching on my floor for a biro. Ooh, even better. I might have this. See this? Oh, that was my knee. Yeah. In terms of music, it depends what mood I'm in. Like, if I'm just in a sort of a hanging out mood, I will generally go for some kind of classic rock. Oh, I've just managed to use a blackhead clearer to pull thread through cloth. Yes! Victory is mine! Oh. And I then pull it back through. Oh my god, what the hell. But that's fine. It is actually really easy, so I'm just going to do it again to prove that it was good. Yeah, when I'm in a sort of a classic rock mood, I also listen to all sorts of stuff. I mean, occasionally I listen to reggae, and you can't get much more disparate, really. And also, I'm massively into classical and like musical theatre and so on. I used to do like I'm not going to call myself a classically trained singer because that implies I did it for ages and ages and I'm really professional, all that sort of. No. But I did have singing tuition from the head of vocal tuition at the Royal Northern College of Music for like 6 weeks. And I have been singing in choirs since I was about this high. Where the hell did I put those gold scissors? Oh god, it's those scissors again. See, the reason I say it's oh god, these scissors again is because I have a nasty habit of sitting on them and jamming them into my legs. Oh, there they go. Which you can hardly be, you don't really need to have much explained to you to know that's a bad thing. So, now that we've got the thread through here, and I'm going to have to do the same thing on the other side, I'm going to hang this up. Actually, no, I'm not going to hang this up. I'm going to try and sort of work out how much string I need. Give myself a bit of extra flex just in case. Snip. Right. That's half of the job done for putting it up. Yes! Well, I say half. About a third of the job done for putting it up. Oh, yeah. No, I've heard some very nice mixes of all sorts of Final Fantasy tunes, especially... Actually, no, the best one, like, far and away the best one of those, is always going to be the Valse Eris, which was the remix of Flowers in the Church, I think it is, done for a full orchestra. But yeah, no, I've heard the Those Who Fight Further, I think it is, done on piano, which is really nice. Like, just the very nice. And I love the OC remixes just in general. I mean, Voices of the Livestream is a hell of an album. Oh, are we talking about the composer Jeremy Robson? Because yes, the man is a musical god. Like, oh my. Did I put a pencil mark in for the other one of these things? Yes, I did. Fantabulous. So yeah, I'm not actually going to do too much more on. Where did I put the scissors? There they are. Yeah, Jeremy Robson put a really nice piece together when he made the Aeris Waltz. I realised I'm sitting slightly off camera and you can't see what I'm doing. Hang on. There we go. So yeah, you can see the fabric, you can see what I'm doing. Jeremy Robson put together a really nice little piece when he made that waltz, because it's got all the steps you need from a classic waltz. It's got the sort of the slow introduction, and it's got the sort of the crescendos and diminuendos. It's got the sort of the speeded up and slowed down sections, and they fit together really nicely. And it has also got, I think it's a thing that oh God, who was it? Wasn't Bach? Was it? Who was the guy who wrote the Blue Danube? I can't remember now. It'll come to me in a minute. But it's that sort of thing of, you have this sort of the energetic finish to the waltz, which really makes them really good. So I'm going to stab a hole here. I'm actually going to take a lot less effort on this one because I've got a method now. And let's cut that little bit of fabric off the back with what will otherwise be. By the way, these scissors didn't cost me anything in terms of making this curtain, because they are in fact my toenail scissors. That probably explains why they're not working now. Oh well. So I'm going to try and stab this through again, because it worked so well last time. It really did. Oh my god. I guess I need a bigger hole though. Right, let's get a pencil. As the constipated mathematician said, I'm going to have to work this one out with a pencil. So, I don't know if you can see this, I'm poking the hole through with a pencil. And then I'm going to grab the thing here, push this through. As long as it gets through, it'll come back. And if it comes back, then we can start hanging the actual fabric, which is going to be good. Now, this is partly going to be an experiment and partly going to be potentially quite a big waste, because I don't know if this is going to work at all. But if it does, then we can get the... Dude, you're a mud chips. Of course I like them. But yeah, if I can get this hung up, then we can start doing messing around with the green screen settings, and we can start working on flattening the light behind me. The reason I couldn't do it with the black thing that's currently behind me here is because if I do that, my hair disappears. It's not the best. I'm not going to lie to you. And I've got enough string to choke a yak. So what we'll do is we'll cut this off as soon as I can find the scissors again. There we go. That'll more than do. If that doesn't do, I'll just replace it with a longer piece. So we cut. Right, and now we get to hang the fabric. This might go hilariously wrong, I'm not going to lie to you. But screw it, we'll give it a go. So, hang this. Shit. And I'm starting off by standing on the string. What the fuck? Okay, so at this point, okay. So a fun fact about this curtain is that the rod, you can see the aluminium rod that's sticking in there. There, this aluminium rod here is exactly the width of my room, pretty much. I think it's like an inch clearance on each side. So when I'm hanging this up, I'm having to be very careful about not gashing my walls, because you know what? I want my security deposit back. Not my security deposit, my rent deposit back. And we're going to have to tie a basic knot in here with one hand, which is proven quite tricky. That goes through there like that. Aha! I should probably use some kind of better knot than just a single up and over, but I don't have the skills with one hand to do that. Okay, so we've got this tied up well enough for now. I'll do a reef to shut it down so it doesn't loosen up any further.
Right, and this one can go up here as well. At this point, hopefully, it's looking okay. The camera's not looking in the right place though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie this up here now, and then I'm going to move down and worry about the light levels. Because that's actually going to be a big factor in whether or not the green screening works. And bits of it are falling off, but we'll worry about that later. I'm going to pull this through, tighten the knot. I'm going to do a different knot on this one just to be... No, we won't. We'll do the same knot. Okay. At this point, you get to see me do really weird things with colours. Okay, so we're going to stretch the fabric out as much as we can. Now, I might need to iron this to make it actually good, but if I angle the camera, at the moment you can see my dirty laundry. Ooh, that's bad. Like so. What do I need to fix? I need to move the string. In fact, I'm just going to get rid of the chat briefly, because I need to know whether I'm actually centered. Me for a living, hey Hung Man, how's it going? For a living, I work as a support worker, actually. Which basically means I get paid not a lot to do hard work. I work as a support worker for students, for kids with special needs and so on and so forth. Oh, that's vexing. See if I can get rid of that. And then if I can get rid of this, then it's too low. No. So what I'm going to have to do is I have to put the camera further up. Yeah, it's how to put this? It's a very worthwhile job, but I would give it up in a heartbeat if I could do streaming for a living. You know, it's because as with all reasonably worthwhile jobs in the care industry, it doesn't pay very well. So let's move the camera up here. Shift that there. Oh, no. Sit still, camera. Sit still. I did not pay you to do that. I mean, I didn't pay it, so... Ooh, I know what I could do. Put this back here. Because we can get... As long as we can fill the screen with green... And we can push this a little bit further up, can't we? Problem is, if I push it much further up, I end up with the angle being a problem and it, you know, revealing the extent of the fabric, which is not great. So the alternative now is that yeah, look at my resume, which is a definite bonus. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw these towels away. I'm so tidy, you can tell. Now that I've got everything out of shot except what I want in shot and a bit of duvet, which can go away. Thank you. What I need to do now is bring the green down a bit. Which means... Actually, I do have some green clothing, but I now can't wear it on stream because if I do, I'll disappear. And also, I'm starting to look a lot redder because the camera is auto color balancing because there's masses of green in the background. Oh my god! But yeah, and also I need to turn it slightly towards this side. No, slightly away from that side. Oh, I wish it wouldn't do that. So what we're going to do is go away. Do not need to see duvet in the shot. Oh, dearie me. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to lower the curtain down a bit. And stay there. And that's... Oh my word, you can see all the way back there. Ha! That's fun. Okay, I need to... This is going to cause some serious problems for me because this is like this is a towel.
It's a bit damp. Worry about that later. All the stuff over there as well. Actually needs to be dry by the morning. Hooray! And again, the problem is, like, there isn't actually room in this room to put the damn thing anywhere else. Like, okay, let me just give you a quick tour around my room. It's a shit heap, but this explains a little bit about the position I'm in, right? Okay, so this is me, right at my desk. And this is my bed, which has stuff on it now. And that's my mouse mat. And that's the far wall there, which I can actually reach almost from here. Like, I've not moved, I can reach that wall. And then there's the door. And then this is my available floor space. Like, that's how much room I have to work with. And that's my PC here in the corner there. The beast. It's so cold because I put my back out trying to... Oh shit, now I've moved the camera, I have to reset everything. But yeah, no, I put my back out trying to take it to a LAN once. It weighs so much. Sit, stay. Good camera. You vex me, camera, you vex me. Actually, no, we can angle it further down, can't we? That's what'll do it. Right, so now we're going to try and... What's in here? Oh yeah, my other obsession. 40k nerd. Yeah! So yeah, getting everything out of shot. And then I'm going to go up on the curtain and lower the thing down a bit. Not much, but a bit. Okay, so this goes this way a little bit. Come on, let it go, let it go. There we go, a bit further. And now I seem to have made it into a different kind of knot that doesn't let go of anything. It's going. And it may just need to go a little further. That's fine, we can do that. Oh man. It's not trapped on anything, so it should go down a little further. If it goes down just a fraction more, we can call that good. Then I just need to make the other one match. Oh, that's why it's having trouble. Scraping the wall. Funness. So, having got that there, now important that I get this one down as well, because otherwise it's going to be very unbalanced. Like, it's going to be sideways unbalanced. Which is okay if you're a Decepticon, I think. I think there's a Decepticon called Sideways. Can't remember. And it's going to keep mushing this one down until it gets to where we want it to be. But again, it's going to take a moment, so I apologise. We'll feed. Actually, we can feed this one. That's good. Okay, so that one's in the right place now. So that one, this side here, is good. This side here needs to go down a bit further. Because if I can get this down just another couple of inches, and we all know how important a couple of inches can be. Now that I've got that there, we just need to equalise the fabric out as much as we can. If it equalises out on top, it'll equalise out on the bottom. And then we should end up with a relatively smooth green shade behind me. I'm not going to bump my webcam. At least not... Oh shit, it's still not there. Why is it not on this side? Okay. Oh, you're probably right though. I'm probably going to bump the fucking thing. Wait a minute. Why is that not hanging level? So this bit over here is more or less okay, but needs a bit of work. But this bit really does need to come down a bit further. Oh, it's because I put it over the top of that thing, isn't it? How's that? I'm standing in front of the thing I'm trying to measure. Yay. You know what? But now that'll do. So, there's a seam here. We can't be having that. So we need to take up the slack. Ah, that's why. It's on the bottom, it's a problem. Right, that goes through there. That stretches out that way. Right, with a bit of luck, this will be good enough that I can use the OBS chroma key, and I will worry about the specific details of it later. I'll do that. No, I won't. It's messing with it too much. Because now I'm very well aware of the fact that up here I've got seams. I've got like bits of it that don't match because the damn thing isn't level. That's fine. We'll go with that. And see what happens when we try and chroma key with this lot. Where the hell's my mouse? My mouse has this habit of running away. Thank you. I have to admit, like, it's, I don't know, just sort of look at the thing about low level gamers for me is that you just have to look at what they have to see what they're going to do. So if they, oh shit, if they've got like if they've got a certain set of resources, they're not generally going to be planning more than a certain number of steps ahead. Like, you know, you might end up with someone going, I'm going to tech into muters after this, but you know, they generally go with what they have and what works now. And this is where the chroma key doesn't work at all, and I cry into my beer. So let's put this back up for now. Oh, other way. Ha! That's better. I still need to learn to sort of... I don't know whether I should reverse the pictures or not. So, we're going to edit the webcam. Because one of the properties of this webcam, which is a fantastic property of this webcam, and I love it, is the ability to do this. The only change you'll have seen will be my headphones, because the currently selected colour is blue. And in fact, I can select any colour I want from here, so I can make... Oh, shit. I can just make my face disappear, sort of. I can select the red of my shirt, which actually takes away a lot of my face as well, and I start looking like one of those characters from Metropolis. Oh, sorry, yeah, just realised Nobuo Uematsu. Yeah, Nobuo Uematsu is a god. That's it. Yes, I am using OBS. In fact, I will show you the fact that I'm using OBS by putting your window over OBS. Putting OBS over your window, rather. But I can just do that. There we go. OBS is better for me, at least, because it doesn't use the resources in the same way that XSplit does, and I can actually do stuff with it, as opposed to... I mean, okay, there was a time when XSplit was just flat better, and it had the game source thing that you could do that... Oh, similarity is too much! But now OBS has game source, and OBS has actually improved a vast amount in the last, you know, whatever. Okay, so... let's see if I increase the blend, if that makes any difference. The faintly disturbing thing is that apparently part of my face is green. But apart from that, and the fucking do they, this is looking alright. Open source and cross-platform is also a bonus. I just want to know why this part of my face is green. Okay, so it's something to do with the light above me that's green. That's giving off green light. Because if I cover my face over, the area that I've covered over is actually the right colour. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and turn my main light off. Well, the problem with game streaming on OS X and Linux is the fact that it relies on OS X and Linux having the games in the first place. And as far as I can tell, things like OpenGL... or, no, it's Direct 3D that hasn't translated across, isn't it? But there's a lot of problems porting games to Linux. And a lot of problems porting game to... oh, for pity's sake. The thing is, what I really need is it to be The thing is, I mean, it should be the green that's selected. Let's try doing this again. Aha! That's a lot better. It's not perfect. Once I pull the blend down, in fact, I'll increase the similarity. Holy crap, look at that! Yeah. Sweet! Thanks, dude. I'm actually, this is good. This is, like, really good. I might increase the similarity a little bit. Although, weirdly enough, it's making my headphones disappear. Only one on the top of my head, though. See, at this point, my face has started to suffer, so we'll turn the similarity down. We'll turn the blend down first and see if that changes much. Holy crap! Victory is mine! Of course, this does mean that if I go and grab the green fabric from downstairs as was left over spare, I can just disappear completely, like invisibility cloak style. So now the question arises, what shall I put behind me? And what happens if I turn this off? It's actually a much more natural colour, I think. Oh, no, that's starting to look a bit film grainy. No, let's put that back on. Shazam! What shall I put behind me, though? That's the... Oh, what the fuck, what? Similarity, up you go. Then it starts to take my face away. Turn the blend down. Similarity up. Similarity up and blend down. In fact, if I just push the similarity a little bit further, it might wipe out those last bits of green, and then I turn off the blend because I don't want it blending with my face. No, that's not working. Okay, apparently this means there's green light on my face. Trying to think of ways to fix that. Because the implication is that the light from directly in front is in fact green, and this is kind of creepy. I'll turn the similarity down. Ah, that's annoying because that was working really well a minute ago. Turn the similarity down until my face appears again. Coffee black and egg white. Right. It's to do with the light I'm pushing back at the thing behind me. So if I do this... That's really annoying. We had it a minute ago. Tell you what, let's select the colour again. And we'll push the similarity down. Oh, sorry, I just realised I can't see what you guys are doing. Yeah, that might be an idea, actually. So I kind of get the feeling that it shouldn't be this hard. I mean, I've got a solid green colour behind me, but I can't have blend on at all. I mean, okay, this would be a bit of a weird thing, like, to have, especially because it's not doing some of it unless my hand's in a relevant place. I now look like I'm from Saved by the Bell. In fact, I'm going to get out of Starcraft for a second. I don't actually need to be in here. I can use this window for Twitch tutorial, for video tutorials on how to set up chroma key. Using a green screen chroma key and opens scene in 2D chroma. Click properties and the magic happens. Enable chroma key and start experimenting. When picking your color, pick something in between the darkest and lightest shade, not the darkest green, not the lightest either. Pick altering with a similarity and tone. So it actually comes down to the fact that not the thing behind me is in fact not perfectly the same color all the way across. And in fact, if we turn off the chroma key, we'll probably be able to see that. And that bit in the corner there was definitely not helped by the fact there was a freaking shadow on it. Ah! I think I see the problem. Or at least part of it. Right, if we look at that, if I select it from here instead, then we're seeing the different areas that are set at different colours. That are set at like different... oh, we're so good at that. Yeah, it's because the light on the curtain behind me is altered. But what you're seeing here, the effects that you're seeing, the little green bit there, is because there's a shadow. Oh man, I was almost plat in HOTS, and then they kicked me down to silver. So I need to work out a way of stabilizing the light behind me. I need to work out a way without using the light on the ceiling, or possibly with using the light on the ceiling. Because if we can stabilize the color behind me, hey, silver fist pound, boom. If we can stabilize the color behind me to be all like flat green, then actually let's have a play with spill reduction. I'm turning red. Spill reduction was set to over 900 there. The thing is, we go up to 140 similarity, it starts to take bits off my face. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and turn the light on again behind me. The similarity parameter will be the most important thing to consider. With the right analysis, you shouldn't need to go above 100 similarity at the moment. We're at 139. Blend is fairly self-explanatory. It will smooth the video by blending light colours into largely pixel groups. As a general rule, your similarity and your blend should be adjusted together. It does not help to make your similarity higher than your blend or the other way around. So let's set that to 139. Actually, that is better apart from my face. Oh, yeah. Global, actually, seeing global Silver League is actually quite impressive if you're number 20 of all the silver players in the world. It's not bad. Oh wow, that's actually quite fun. Turns out if you add an extra digit to the similarity thing, it goes a bit crazy. So let's push this down to 110 for both. The weird thing is, my face doesn't feel green. Like, it doesn't feel like there's green light shining on me. And actually, this shirt is a lot brighter red than it otherwise would be, so we're going to have to knock the similarity down to 100 each. And the blend to 100 as well. Again, like, I want to lower the blend because I know that lowering the blend gives me more face back, but takes away that. So what it seems like, oh, if you're going to drop that fast, you need to be careful. So if I put the blend back up to 100, I just need to find a white light source for my face, like an actual white light source. What I might try and do is I might try and find some white card, because half of the light that's going, these envelopes will do. Half of the light that's going out from these bulbs is going out backwards. See if that makes any difference. Oh, it did for a second there. I didn't get demoted from plat to silver, I got demoted from a top gold to silver. Actually, there's part of me that's tempted to turn I know what I can do. I know precisely what I can do. And go into the settings on the web camera and stop it automatically compensating with the white balance. Now, this should be interesting. Oh wow, Smurf did. Oh, Smurf, right? Oh man. Hubba's. Well, fine, Hubba. You be in plat then. I'll catch you eventually. So, if we turned off white balance correction, okay, let's do that. Make me look yellow for a second. That actually makes me look like I'm diseased. The thing is, like, I'm trying to remember what frequency is meant to be as close to natural light as possible. And I think this is it. Tell you what, let's give that a go. I'll try and mess around with that. again, like I'm... Oh, I sit back here, I'm not as green. If I move forward, it takes me away. Okay. What we'll try and do is... it's doing it here now. Weird. Looks as natural as aspartame. Okay, I'm going to try and make my... I tell you what, I'm going to turn off the chroma key and try and make my face look a sensible colour before I try and make my face look not black in shadows and so on and so forth. So I'm going to bring the colour balance down to about here. And why is that suddenly so much further up? This gap has just appeared somehow. Have I pushed the camera down? Has the camera come down? The camera's probably come down. So that's probably as natural as my face is going to look. I mean, the problem with, again, is the fact that I've got the light shining directly at me. If I could find some way of redirecting the light, perhaps, I'd need to make a light box of some kind. That's the thing. I mean, I've got. If I don't have direct light on my face, it's not actually that bad. Spill reduction adds more red to your picture, cancelling out any green that might be chroma keyed. Oh, okay. So we'll worry about spill reduction when everything looks okay. I'm still... Maybe if I turn this light off, it'll be a little less glaring. Aha! And now it's doing colour correction of some other kind. What the fuck? Okay, let's change the exposure. Aha! That was good. Okay, that looks like actually like me. At this point, we're going to have to worry about the shadow behind me. I'll turn this on. The shadow shrinks but doesn't vanish. We'll worry about that later. Okay. So, now we chroma key and we select this colour here. Shazam! That's good. There's feathering around the outside, but that's okay. I can live with that. I know everybody's died. Just until our tears are dried. We'll drink and drink and drink and drink, and then we'll drink some more. Put the similarity up to 300 and see if taking the blend out altogether gives me my face back. No. So put the similarity down until it does. Thing is, at this point I am very much nitpicking because it's actually mostly okay even with slight feathering around the outside, I think. Push that down a bit, push this up. And spill reduction adds a bit of red to everything. Actually, no, the spill reduction is ridiculous. But this is good. And the reason that this bit out here is weird is actually the shadows are going to not make much of a difference at all. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go with this for now. Because actually it would be really nice to be able to get onto... we can mess around with the gamma. Makes no difference at all. Okay, maybe the gamma does make a difference. Push the gamma up. Okay, we need to push the gamma. Oh no, that's the low light compensation, possibly. What the fuck is going on? Why is this so weird? Ah! I should stop fiddling. I should stop picking at this. The problem is it's so easy to do. Get my face looking normal again. Oh, I'm a piece of art, man. I'm a piece of art. In fact, I'm actually going to put the low light compensation back on because apparently it was doing something that wasn't showing up in the preview. Oh, vaxing. Should learn to stop fiddling. Okay, actually, no, we do need to add some red. Could we be there? Could we be there? I actually did nothing with the mouse rather than just clicking on random bits. And then we add some red to the resulting product. Because it turns out that my hair is disappearing. Similarity down a few turns. In fact, we push them both up to 61. Well, push them both up to 60, in fact. Is my hair actually there? No, my hair is apparently green enough to disappear. Actually, no, let's go with this for now. Because what we can do is put something in the background behind me. Anybody got any suggestions for what we can put in the background? I mean, I'm open to ideas at this point. If nothing else, I will put a Starcraft wallpaper behind me. Ooh. Marsara sounds good. That might be a little bit weird. Okay, so I've gone to Google image search, right? Google image search. And the first picture is Marsara, the second picture is Marsara, the third picture is Marsara. They're all like cities on it. The fourth one is a planet shot of Marsara. Then there's looks like the evacuation of Marsara, a wallpaper of. A couple of pictures from the SC2 Armory or Starcraft Wiki about missions on Marsara. And then there's a picture of Sarah Jean Underwood. I can have my face behind my face. That would be a bit weird. I'm trying to find a 1900 by 1080 wallpaper. X1080. SC2 Marsara wallpaper. Let's go for that. Images. Tell you what, we'll put one of these for now. It'll be 1600 by 1200, so it'll be weirdly compressed, actually. Yeah, actually, that's quite nice. The question is, do you mean the movie character or the star? Okay, I need to specify large. The star, okay, that's fair. I'm really annoyed that you can't specify the resolution on this. You can specify large. Actually, you can specify exactly, so let's go for 1920 by 1080, because that is in fact the dimensions of my monitor. And yeah, we'll use this one. Oh, that's widescreen, isn't it? Oh no, hang on a sec. I'll save this one image for now. We'll see what happens with this. Okay. Well, I'll save this one for now, and then I'll look into that one in a minute, because I just want to get something behind me. I'll worry about specifics later. Add image. Oh, not image slideshow. That's ridiculous. Stats, man. Stars, man. Red stars, nebulae. Boom. Use color key. Oh shit! You can't see me. Oh wow, I'm semi-transparent. But that right there, if I can get my hair back, is exactly what I'm after. So we just need to fart around with the webcam until this works. I'm actually thinking if I might turn the light on in the top again and see if that makes. Now that we've around with the settings enough, that it might make a difference. Because the thing about the light from the top is it should spread even light across the thing at the back, and it won't be spreading light onto my head as much. Push the similarity down until I get my hair color back. Either that or there's just so much green light in my head. Right. Oh. Yeah, I end up looking like that TV announcer from, what was it, Batman of the Future? You're see-through? When did this happen? Coffee black and egg white. Oh, could it be? Yes, it could. Something's coming, something good. If I can wait. Something's going, it's my hair, what the fuck, I don't know, it's a bit weird. That's a bit too much red. Because it's losing bits of my head. But yeah, this looks good. I can deal with the fact that I look slightly off color and slightly sickly. Because right now, I have a motherfucking green screen! Yeah! And I have slight outlines around my fingers whenever I do stuff. It's a bit of a weird one. I need to work on the light quality. Especially because, there's a fun fact. Okay, so one of the things that you can see here is, like, if I put my hand there, it isn't actually causing any shadows, and I think that's down to the light at the top. I may need to look into different quality bulbs that give me a different light temperature. But you know what? For now, I don't leave my head like this. I'm going to call that a win. Might up the blend a little, see if that makes a difference. My hair! No, my hair! I need my hair to live. If I push the blend down a touch. And push the similarity down a touch and push the blend up a bit. And there's still enough green in my hair. I might just have to dye my hair black. That'll probably do the trick. But yeah. Hang on a sec. I'm going to get rid of this window for a second. Thus, we can see that this star here is in fact the brightest in the night sky. It's not. That's probably this one here. Or maybe something that's actually, you know, behind my head. Like this one here. Yeah! This is officially made a win. Because, and this right here is the reason I wanted to do this. Because, like, I had this idea, and it's going to involve firing up Starcraft 2. So I'll put my headset on. Might have to do something about the headset as well. Apparently there's green light enough green light reflecting off the headset that it's disappearing. But you know what? I can live with that. For the most part, it's me you're looking at, not the headset. And my green hair. But again, that's because it's facing slightly backwards and there's green light coming off it that way. Or that way. So if I can probably mess around with the light eventually. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to fire up a replay. And for some reason... Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. They're all there. I will show you a game between myself playing, unusually, Zerg, and a guy who doesn't play Terran playing on Guangali Beach. Now, this is going to be an experimental setup, so I'm not actually going to mess up my setup for SCVRush. Let's add a scene. Call it SC2 Chroma. I'm afraid not. I played Zerg in this game. This is actually a complete mistake. Because I wasn't actually meant to be playing Zerg at all. I was meant to be playing Terran versus Terran. And this guy was meant to be off-racing against me. But I ended up as Zerg. He normally plays Terran. To be fair, Zerg is a decent race. I've just spent so long practicing Terran that I really don't want to have to add more. So we're going to add the webcam. Right, now, the thing I wanted to be able to do with this is edit the scene and use this to stretch out the fact that, you know, you've got the window. Now means if I sit over here, I can actually point to stuff on the screen and indicate, you know, I meant to move this over here. So I can say, you know, like, this is where I spawned, obviously. This is my opponent. He's OCL the Fish. He wasn't originally called the Fish, but there was a fish naming spree. Yes, you can criticize everything I do. Not that you should. But yeah, I had this idea for, like, you know, doing weather forecast style stuff. Because I know they do this, like, you know, when they have dudes standing up next to the camera at pro tournaments. And thus getting practice in this sort of thing and being able to say, you know, like, if I shift that out, we can actually see quite a lot more of the map. We can go through... they also discuss things like the fact that we've got the rocks here, which stops people building bases, surprisingly enough. And the fact you've got all of this random, like, just scenery. And I need to remember work out which way is that. That's down, and the other way is this way towards my head. There you go. So we've got all this scenery in the middle that is basically just decorative as far as I can tell. I don't think it... yeah, exactly. They do the thing like the post-game analysis in WCS, so the ability to actually have something here and just be able to sort of, you know, grasp hold of their armies and crush them. The scary thing is, right, this guy, the guy I'm playing, this guy, was originally in Diamond. I think he's now been busted down to Plat because the changes happened. And I'm a gold level Terran. I am not a Zerg player by any stretch of the imagination. So yeah, I figure I've lost this game. So what I do is I expand. What I think is a reasonable time, 15 expand, I think. I threaten him with a proxy. Because it turns out Destiny, man. Actually, I could have... There is space to proxy hatch. There is actually space. It's distressing. You know, I've got this whole sort of like darkened area here that I could, in theory, go for. But I don't, because I'm actually not doing that. I'm making a bunch of lings to ensure that my third base is safe. Because, like, if you look at it, there's a bit of a gap, like, just... all the way along, all this area here, in fact. I can just do big circles everywhere, it's fine. But I need to go from here to here. Ah, there we go. See? Shit, dude, everything was late. The thing is, what I did was I went ling and then bling. And at this point, I'm sort of scouting around to see what he's got. I can see he's got a bunker. You know, I can just about see that bunker there. And he comes and kills me. I say kills me, kills my ling. I've got a bunch of them more here, and these are still misnamed. I mean, they're still called, like, unit name, undestructible, unbuildable rocks, destructible, I think it is. There's one missing in gas. Heresy. Yes, there is. I do that as Terran as well. That's really bad. Yeah, I have far too much gas. I should have more minerals. And everything's on normal speed? What the fuck is that? But yeah, I do really well with this. So yeah, I've got lings. I've actually got really good vision. Because I can see practically everywhere around his base. I mean, I'm now scouting in here and sacrificing an overlord to see everything he has. And the fact that my opponent does not have stim at 9 minutes is probably not encouraging. Because I do manage to get a complete scout on his base apart from his natural, which, again, I've seen most of anyway.
SCV ready.
And I almost get away as well, which is really funny. Because he's using his marines very inefficiently. And right now, I'm just going, you know what? Linger, 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 linger. And at some point, I'm going to start using all this gas because I do make a shitload of banelings. But at the moment, I'm just macroing the fuck up. And I think I get lair, but I can't remember why. I think I get lair because you can't have baneling speed until you have lair. At this point, my opponent should have killed me right now. He should have just pushed out and had medevacs, which he doesn't. And he should have just killed me. Actually, does he have a medevac? No, he doesn't. He doesn't have medevacs at 10 minutes. So, yeah. Thank you. Oh, Code Yeti is in promotion times. My saturation? It's slightly undersaturated there. Really undersaturated there. Sort of okay on my third. And he scans my main and sees, actually does... Ooh, crippling moment. Does he see the bling nest? Yes. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, my saturation is absolutely terrible. As I said, I don't play Zerg. I'm not used to having a third base this early. Like, I'm genuinely not. This right here is the only thing I know how to do as a Zerg. You know, just make this shit. You know, there's 10 banelings in there, and I believe I'm just waiting on bling speed before I actually kill him. Except I should get that. I should actually get that. I don't think I get that for a really long time. But then again, he should have killed me by now. He has enough marines to do it, I think. If he splits at all. Yeah, this is the thing. I play Terran, right? Right now, I put my third down, but it isn't finished yet. Actually, no, it probably is finished by now. We are at like 12 minutes. So yeah, he pushes out. And he goes for a drop as well, which is really annoying. I think I see it. Oh yeah, run away, guys. Run away. Did I run them away? Don't tell me I ran them away. Nope. I'm a bad Zerg, he's a worse Terran. See, the thing is, I mean, at this point, I've got a massive army and he's got not a massive army, but not an inconsiderable army. And I've actually got, like, he's got enough troops to cause me problems. Haha! Nice one. Gold on EU is still good. Silver on Korea is actually pretty good. So at this point, I've got my baneling speed. I've got my Zergling speed, which is a real mistake. I only just finished. Look at. It just vanished from that spot there. And at this point, I'm in the lead here. Like in terms of army supply, I've got more than him. And he's moving out, and I get the surround. I actually don't waste too many banelings doing it either. And if he borrowed that mine, it could have gone very differently. And somehow I win. I don't even know how that happened. My upgrade's the shit. Like, I've won with 0 lings. Versus Combat Shield Stim Marines. I'm shit at Zerg. I'm just going to point this out. Yeah, my opponent fucked up. If he'd buried those Widow Mines, if he'd had more of them, if he'd had medevacs sooner, I mean, if he'd pushed and done a serious push with that medevac, I would have lost. And I was expecting to. I mean, this guy's like 2 leagues above me normally. He then went on to play Zerg, and he kicked the shit out of me. In fact, I might even show you that game.